Right, wall sharpening. I'm here with James Lights Out Lilley.
Yeah, bro.
How are you doing, mate?
Finally got me on.
Finally, mate. We finally got it going.
It was my fault more than yours. Fucking hell, I'm fucking murder.
But no, mate, I'm landed. You've come down.
And me, mate, been looking forward to it.
So, tell us a bit about. Obviously, you've been fighting for a long time, right? You now. James Lilley is from round here. He's a local boy from Swansea himself. So, you've had a long career, haven't you? And a very successful career.
I've been trying to retire since I was like 29, but it hasn't happened. No, I think I started boxing when I was about 12, but yeah, it has been like it's only like the last year I started to appreciate where it's propelled me like and got to. So yeah, I think fucking about 12 I think I started.
That's fucking mad. It's mad. But like, you know, your skill, like your boxing skills show so much when you're fighting. Like when you're doing these fights, you can see your skill level is like.
I think that's only like coming to it. Like I got this mate and he doesn't know me that well. Like I met him a couple of times because he's come to watch me fight and stuff. And he's like, what happened? He said, you used to be fucking shit. And I was like, he said, you weren't that good as a pro boxer. He said, are you taking gear and stuff? I was like, no. He's like, okay, it's just, I think the experience of like doing MMA, doing boxing and then having people around me.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, it like, you know, I wish I had this like knowledge now when I first turned pro. I was a bit naive when I turned pro and a bit more like, I gotta fight now. I'm just like trying to find the most logical way of getting a victory. So yes, and the last couple of fights, especially in the bare knuckle, I've shown what I'm all about.
Yeah, it's like you've clicked. I mean, it's a matter of time. We said this when I had Tony on Friday because we brought you up on there, and he said like, yeah, there's a title coming very soon. Like, and I said, well, it's without a doubt. Like, you know, it's there.
Yeah, I find in BKFC, you know, BKB's a little bit different. They got some good boys in it, but I think in BKFC, boxing wise, I don't think there's many who could match me. And I think because of the fights I had in MMA and the fights I've had in boxing, I managed to gel the two styles now, and it works perfect for bare knuckle. It's just I found this groove. The wheels will probably fall off next time, mind, but fucking
no.
I found the groove now, and
yeah.
It's just working, like, you know, it's not running away like some people might say it's running away, but you can see the damage I'm causing to people.
Exactly. But, I can't understand like when you see, because people were slagging Dan Chapman off in the Sean George fight, and I was like, yeah, but the idea is that you hit and don't get it. You know, I know Sean George's style is like, and everybody wants to see the terror, but boxing is the idea is don't get it.
Yeah, it's. I think people they go to watch a bare knuckle to see like a bloodier fight, but when you get to the top level, like, you know, Dan Chapman, he's like an elite level boxer. You've got to think of, like I said, the most logical path to victory. Dan could have probably stood there and had it out with Sean, but then that may have given Sean the edge, you know.
Yeah.
And people don't realise, you know, especially bare knuckle's not as big as, you know, MMA or boxing, so it doesn't pay as much. So if someone does that full time and then you lose by, like, you know, and you get your orbital bone shattered, you're out for a while and you got no money coming in.
Yeah.
So I know people think sometimes, you know, it's not a boring, you know, it's a boring fight, but you got to think of it from the fighter's perspective. You know, he's wants to fucking get paid, like, not fucking have brain damage or whatever, like, you know.
No. And I think that's probably because, like, with BKB where it is, it's probably so early on, really, in the growth of where it's going to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I've touched on this before in the past where I've said, like, how much UFC changed what it was at the start.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And then I suppose when you've got, like, skilled boxers like yourself then coming into BKB, and I mean, it changes up the game.
I think, like, if you look at the way UFC did it in the beginning, they had, like, someone who was a boxer, someone karate, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, blah, blah, blah. And that's what kind of bare knuckles had to do. They've had to take the superstars or stars or ex-sportsmen from other, like, boxing, MMA. But now, I think you're finally starting to see, especially with, like, the last BKB show, there's a couple of boys who've, although they've done like unlicensed stuff, they were like, oh, I'm a bare knuckle boxer. This is my first professional fight. And you've seen it in BKFC as well. More people are like, it's kind of making it like a third choice. When I was a kid, there was like, well, one choice was like boxing.
Yeah.
Then it was boxing or MMA. And now it's going to be eventually, you know, boxing, MMA or bare knuckle.
Yeah.
Whether that's bare knuckle fighting or bare knuckle boxing. But
Yeah.
it's good. As you said, the sport's growing at the minute, and there's still some fuck, I was gonna burp it. There's still some you know, kinks they got to work out and stuff. But I said I can only see it getting bigger. All it needs now is just one of the big major channels to pick it up and then blow up. It's
because it's like I love the sport. I love the sport. What do you think of COTS as well, King of the Streets?
Oh man, I love it. I was speaking to the promoter today. Like,
were you?
Yeah, but I was gonna go over there, see, in lockdown.
Yeah.
I spoke to him. There was no fights going on, so I was like, right, fuck it, I'll come over. So we got as far as in booking me flights.
Fucking hell.
And then I was just gonna book flights. They started. I was working in COVID testing at the time, and all the restrictions started coming in, and I was like, fuck. So I was looking at it, and I was like, I can get out of the country because I would have had a fake letter and stuff. But I can't get back in the country. I'd have to quarantine in. It was when they were quarantining you in hotels.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's fucking £1,500 a day. And I was like, oh
my God.
So I was like, so that didn't happen. And then when I beat Scott McHugh, I was meant to fly out the week after to fight. I can't remember his name. A left Y guy from Poland.
Yeah.
But I had like a little crack on my knuckle.
Yeah.
And my knuckle swole up like a couple of days after. So I was like, oh boys, I can't go.
Yeah.
And then now I'm with BKFC. I want to go out and do it, but I don't know how it will affect my contract. But I speak to the guy all the time, so I said this was one thing I got to do before I finish. Like,
because I had Liam Wilson on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
English Will.
Yeah.
He's fucking good. He's doing well.
Fair enough. He's one of the guys I speak to quite a lot as well, and like I'm always going back and forth with him. And like he was the guy who introduced me to the guy who runs it.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, you got to do it. I was like, yeah, because I've messaged him first. I knew he was doing it because he fought Rocky. And I said, oh, look, man, I'm trying to get a Sweden. How do I get out there and get back? And he said, fuck no. He said, I live here. I was like, all right, because there's birds from there and shit.
Yeah, you live in there, yeah.
He's like, yeah, I live here. He said, I've never had to come home. I was like, oh, fuck. But he's back and forth the country now. So yeah, it's something I'm going to have a go at. Do you watch last night's ones with Eric Olsen's?
No.
Oh, fucking hell. It was fucking nuts.
He's gouged somebody's eye again.
Yeah.
I have heard.
It all went off, like, and then...
what happened?
From the guy was on the floor and... talking about eye gouging, and Olsen was, like, eye gouging him, and the guy screamed, so they stopped it. Then the guy kicked off and he said, no, I didn't tap, I just screamed. So they were like, oh, so they let them fight again.
Oh my God. He's like, oh, I just screamed like while he's thumbing my brain.
So he guillotined Olsen. So Olsen tapped and the guy wouldn't let go. So Olsen grabbed his balls and twisted it. I was like, because Eric wrote the description, so I was reading it and you could see the guy screaming. So they're having a rematch next.
Are you?
I was like,
that Eric Olsen is a fucking
man, do you know what? I know he's fucking nuts or whatever.
He's nuts, like.
But he was one of the first people who were, when I went to the first BKB show, none of my coaches could make it. So I ended up having to take my brother and my cousin in my corner. Yeah. So they were fucking, like, my mate was driving, they were getting on it in the back of the car. So I'm like, I had shit to myself for my first bare knuckle. Yeah. And we walked in the O2, went in the, what the fuck's it called? What's the little fucking bit called the O2?
I know, yeah.
Fuck, I fought there fucking 5 times.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's fucking called. It's just tucked into the side, isn't it?
Indigo. The O2, fucking hell. I walked in and you had Eric Olsen there screaming at the guy he was fighting because he was having to make weight. He was full of tattoos. Yeah. You had all these boys walking around full of tattoos and I'm like, Shamai, but I'm like, you know. But
boys.
when I walked in the change room, although we had like fucking some heavy metal on, like Cannibal Corpse, he come straight over and he fucking shook my hand and I've always got time for it. He's used to mess with me quite a lot when he was living in New York, and he don't mess with me as much when he's over here now. But
he hates the English. He does, doesn't he?
I don't think there's many people he doesn't. To be honest,
I think he obviously falls out with a lot, doesn't he?
but like I said, the reason I like Eric is because he knows how to get under people. And
under the skin.
Yeah, and he, like, if he was in wrestling, he'd be the heel, and he would work, and he'd sell thing. But it's because he's a very violent man as well. They don't like it like that.
I mean, he is like he's fucking lunatic, and he's
funny,
fucking.
Man.
But it's entertaining, you know, because like I know I had Matt Hodgson on, and he was basically saying like they don't get on at all, do they? So like
Eric beat him, didn't he?
I think it was a cut, was it?
Yeah.
He stopped him with a cut, but he was saying that Eric said he'd broken his eye sock, and he was like, he didn't break my eye sock, he just cut me. So I'm like, oh. So yeah, they don't get on. So, but like I said, you know, and even Matt said himself, he said, you know, I suppose he is like a wet dream for the promoters, like, because people tune in, they like to see fucking a bit of carnage.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. You got to have good guys, you got to have bad guys, and he's fucking embracing it.
He carries it well, like he carries it well. Because we were talking earlier when we lost a friend, Jordan Rhino James. Is a very very sad loss that was for the community, really. You know, such a big character.
It's really shocking, to be honest. I'd only spoken to like Jordan a few weeks before. He was on about coming up to watch my fight, and then I messaged him about coming to dig out my drive and stuff, and it was nuts, like, because like I said to you, like a text message was coming through, and I was like, oh, it can't be. I seen like he posted like only a day before. I thought, oh, someone's got it wrong. Yeah. And no, like you said, he was a very popular guy. Ed Case as well, like sparring, he's just under a mile an hour, like, you know, and it's funny because I don't mind that, like some people used to be like, oh, he's going rough and stuff, but like I didn't used to mind it because I just like love stuff like that, and he's just funny, like,
what a character,
funny guy, like
he was a larger than life character, he was. And like the funeral, the turnout in the funeral, I mean, it was a very emotional, goosebumps, you know, because basically they came out with all, he's involved in so many things, we were saying, like motocross community, the MMA community, boxing, fishing, Christ, what else? It was all sorts.
Anything.
You know, so the turnout was all just lines and lines filled the road, and motocross bikes and rally cars, and it was just, it was
a privilege to be a part of it, because I've never seen anything like that.
No.
You know, they done him proud. It was, you know, like you said, when they were revving the engine outside the cemetery, I was getting goosebumps. I couldn't.
I've got him now. Like, I have got him now. You know, because it was huge. It was huge, and going to be missed. He's going to be missed by so many. Like, but you know, rest in peace anyway, Jordan. And he done everybody proud. Everybody was proud to have known him, wasn't he?
Yeah, mate. As like I said, you always had time for you.
His brothers, do you know his brothers?
Yeah,
as well?
I know Dan quite well. No, I don't know Ashley as well, but Dan I've done a lot of training with as well.
They're all good boys, all of them.
Yeah, mate, they're you know, a real tidy bunch, and
you
know, it's a sad loss for Swansea and everyone around it, like.
Because you know, obviously move it on to a different note, but I felt that we had to give a bit of a shout out to Jordan. But you're good friends with Daniel Lewell. I've had Dan on. He's looking in fucking amazing shape. I mean, he just keeps getting fucking better and better, doesn't he?
Yeah.
When you look at the video of him when he first went in, now,
I've never seen him with abs. I've known Dan for over 20 years, and I've never seen him with abs, and he had the abs and stuff. Fair play. I think he had, was it about a year out, was it? When was the last time he fought? Maybe the beginning of the year, was it? Dan McGrath last time, wasn't it?
No, was it? I can't remember. Oh no, who was it?
No, he fought Anthony Holmes and then Dan
Anthony Holmes.
Dan McGrath.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. When was that? That was a while back, because that Dan McGrath's fought since and been injured, and he so well, you know, I think Dan will admit himself, as he, you know, on his social media, he's going through a tough time. Yeah, and I'm glad he's dragged himself through it, and said like it was good performance, good shape he's in.
Yeah.
Still not as good looking as me, mate.
Well, I was gonna say which one of you look better in the dress, because obviously, when I had Daniel Lewell on and I brought up the the basically trans. Basically, there was a scuffle in Swansea. What year was it?
Fucking hell. I'd say 2009. No, yeah, definitely 2009, because we done the Evening Post got in touch like an anniversary thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 2009. Yeah, 2009.
2009, fucking hell. So yeah, there was basically an incident where, well, I leave you explain it. Let's hear what you explain it.
Well, we were going out on just well, first, if you haven't seen the video, basically this guy's causing a bit of trouble up and down the Kingsway. He walks past a group of girls, says something to them. They say something back, goes over and smacks one of them, and then the other girl lays to them out, and then they have a couple of shoe-ins on the floor. And and it turns out they weren't girls; they were just.
it was these lot dressed as women. I mean, there couldn't be a worse fucking group to fucking have a pick on. Like,
do you know what, mate? That's still one of my we forgot about that incident. It was only when like the Monday after, like it was on the front of the Evening Post.
Oh fuck!
But you know, like. I don't even remember that part of the night, you know, because we were hammered, like, you know, we can't remember it happening.
Yeah.
But do you know that night, right? It's probably one of the best nights I've had out in town. There was like 10 of us went out dressed as women, 8 of us were cage fighters or whatever, and we just had such a laugh, and it was like everyone was having photos of us. Yeah. And it was just you can't remember that about the night, because the rest of the night was like we were all going.
It was just a mad night.
We were all going to the girls' toilets, going to the toilet together. the bouncers were coming in, like, boys, you gotta go.
Oh,
and we were just like jumping around. It was just such a good laugh, like. And that little bit at the end, it
didn't stand out to you, like.
No, it didn't stand out. It just happened, and I can remember being in Oceania after, and one thing I can remember about being in Oceania is, right, I had a pair of Uggs on, and they were fake Uggs, obviously, because I was doing dressing room, and in women's shoes at the time, they only did size 8 maximum. I'm a size 9, but I thought, oh, this. So all I can remember is walking around the dance floor in Oceania thinking, fucking my feet are killing me. Just because, because they've been thinking, I was like,
compressed.
And I ended up going home, man, and then didn't think anything of it. But and then obviously it blew up a little bit, but yeah, there was.
So where were you when you sort of realised, like, hang on a minute now, this is fucking in the papers, this is on the fucking...
I was in work, I was working in telephone banking at the time, and Dan gave me a call, and he was like, have you seen the front of the paper? And I was like, no. And he's like, oh, go get one. And we had a little calf downstairs, and I picked up the Evening Post, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh fuck.
And then our phones, and I don't even know all these people got our numbers to this day. Like, you had like GMTV ringing us, everyone ringing us. And I was like, oh, you got my number? Like, and I don't think I was on Facebook at the time.
Yeah.
Because Dan was getting quite a lot of messages. But like I said, no, it was when only YouTube was like first emerging.
Yeah.
I remember one of the videos had like 3 million views, and we were like, oh, that's nothing. But you know, if you had that now, if you had like half of them subscribed to you,
it's unbelievable.
I'd be Jake Paul, like, I'd be making money, but
it's unbelievable.
We didn't realise at the time, it wasn't, the internet wasn't driven in that way, but yeah, it's mad, like, wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, I suppose back then we didn't really know what going viral was.
No,
really.
And I think it's only been the last like 5 or 6 years where you've had all like the gamers and stuff, and then they've had these ads in, because no one would have thought of that at the time.
No.
It's only now that people are becoming like professional at it. Like 3 million hits at the time, we would have probably been. I'd have a much bigger house now. Like.
You would have been all right. You would have been set for life.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's mad though, isn't it? Because you think to yourself, you could never recreate what happened.
No,
it was such a bizarre thing that happened, and the way it goes viral, like. It was, well, everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, like I said, like, I didn't even remember that had happened. The next day, 2 of the boys we were with were still out partying.
Didn't go home,
and we end up going down the Mumbles for food, and those 2 boys were still in dress and stuff. You know one of them very well, and
I think I know.
We were in what's the arcade called, the Tiv, and one of them climbed up and he was wrestling a tiger and stuff, like one of them big, I should say, one of them cuddly toys.
Yeah.
But like, because we had all that happening, like, you can't even remember
you forgot about it.
Yeah, and I was hammered at the time. Dan was hammered. I don't think either of us remembered, and then it just,
that's fucking hilarious, mate. It is. I mean, it's one of those things, especially locally, everybody fucking knows, remembers it, doesn't they? You know, but people, you know, you went on talk shows, you went on some shows and stuff with Russell Brand, and
we had a call saying, "Oh, do you want to be a question on Big Fat Quiz this year?" And met all them. We were in the BBC studios. They got like a nightclub in there, and
they?
Yeah, like a little bar thing, and everyone goes there after. So we were like, they were all coming up to us, and like it was funny because there was all these like celebrities there, and then there was people who were like hangers on. They were asking you questions and stuff. Yeah. But when you leave the BBC studios, they put us in a hotel in London, and it was one of the only hotels that had a 24-hour bar. So all the celebrities used to go back there. That it was a known place in this hotel. So if you leave the BBC studios, they put you out in a blacked out Merc. Yeah. So we pulled up outside the hotel, and loads of people run to the window to see what celebrities are coming up. And then me and Daniel come like, "Town Hall boys, we are here." And everyone was just like, "Oh, those two fucking idiots."
How mad is that though?
Like, it's funny. It's
what an experience.
No, like we said, like at the time, because the internet was still quite young, so to speak. It didn't blow. It blew up a little bit, but we thought, we like, now and again we think, imagine it happened now, and like with all the stuff going viral. Yeah, and shit. You know, people. It
would have been massive. Now you would have known how to ride that wave.
Oh, like. Exactly. Like people were on about us doing like, I remember like songs and stuff, and like anti-bullying campaigns and stuff. Yeah. But that's when, like, you know, there wasn't so much momentum with the internet. Like now, like you said, the viral stuff.
It would have been fucking huge.
Gutted like 5 years later.
What a nightmare! Like fucking hell, get your dress back on.
I know. Fucking hell.
Get your dress back on. Get to Wine Street. Oh, it's fucking brilliant. Like, it is brilliant. But like, it's you know, it's mad how many fucking good fighters are coming out of Wales. So many good fighters, you know. John Phillips, a good friend of yours.
Yeah.
I'd love to get John in one day. Dan did ask him, but he hadn't long just had a baby.
He's probably busier than me. Like
we can imagine.
Yeah, with his new business, the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Sorry, the what they called, Sunset Cabins.
Yeah.
I think it's taken off so much, and you know, him and his missus are doing it between them. So, and he's like,
they look amazing, don't they?
Oh,
he put a lot of work into them.
I'm gonna go stay in one. I better not, because my missus is gonna see us many. You'd have to edit that, but that's
right. I'll edit.
Or just release his podcast after.
Yeah. Maybe do that. Yeah. We won't say any more about it.
She won't watch us anyway. She'll watch me fighting.
Yeah, she'd be like, why the fuck do I want to watch you? Like if I say to my missus, "Oh, what? Have a listen to this podcast." In fairness, though, she does have a listen.
Is it?
Yeah, she does. Like, but no, it's amazing what he's doing now. He's done some amazing things, hasn't he? You know?
Exactly. You know, it's when he signed for UFC, it was brilliant. Huge. You know, I was chuffed for him. It was something he wanted to get into. I know he didn't have like the best of runs in there, but I think he was a bit of a victim of bad luck as well.
100%. You know, and the thing is, you know, that Shamayev at the last, and I was like, but John, he wouldn't fucking say no to anything, would he?
No, exactly. And I think he had a couple of fights lined up where they would have been more like guys who would have come at him. Yes. But I think once he knocked that guy out in Denmark, I think the other fighters then were thinking, "Oh, fuck this! I'm gonna."
Yeah.
And they all know, although he is a good grappler and, you know, good wrestler, they probably saw that as the weakest part, and, you know, people fucking,
like, who's gonna fucking stand in front of him? Like, exactly. Do you know what I mean?
And that's what I said about, like we said about like Dan Chapman and Sean Jones. Yeah. Like, the most logical way for them to win is to probably attack his wrestling and grappling game, because if they stand with him, there's a good chance that he's gonna knock you out. So if you're a UFC fighter and you've got to, you know, you're fighting for your contract. Yeah. You're fighting to stay in there.
Strategic.
You're gonna fucking shoot on him straight away. Yeah. You know, and that's.
And what is Shamayev? Fucking hell, like, his wrestling is fucking like.
Oh, you fucking.
Yeah, it was. I was gutted. I was gutted that that's the way it's ended like that, like, for him, because, you know, and it was because he he's got the I'll fight anybody anytime attitude, and that's his attitude, you know.
Like I said, I think he was a bit of a victim of bad luck.
Yeah, it is.
Quite a lot of opponent changes. He picked up an injury at the beginning, and then like I think in the middle of his like thing, which knocked him back a little bit. And I think the UFC as well, they weren't doing as many European shows as they're doing now. They seem to have increased in frequency in Europe. Like now that France has not banned it, and it seems to have picked up a little bit more in Europe now.
Yeah.
So like it's like if you're a kid growing up and you want to play for Man U, you sign for Man U, maybe you make a couple of appearances. You've lived your dream. So anything from that point on is a bonus. So
exactly.
John's dream was to get in the UFC. So anything from that point on is a bonus. Yeah. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
And the next step then is to set the next goal, which is like maybe get in the top 15. Yeah. Fight for titles. So it's like, you got to keep moving that route. Yeah. But when you look back at your career, like fucking hell, I fought in the UFC, like,
should be proud, like, it's a massive thing. I remember when he got in there, I was like, fucking hell, he's in the UFC now, like.
He fought on Fight Island twice, which is, where's that, Jordan, is it, or Dubai or whatever. Yeah. Went to China, and then sold out 2 shows. Yeah. You can't ask for better than that, can you?
I remember hearing, like, a lot of hype around him, because I was doing judo at the time. And one of my mates said, like, oh, have you seen John Phillips? They call him the White Mike Tyson. And I was like, he showed me videos on YouTube. And I was like, fucking hell. And then when he's like, oh, he's in Swansea, like, I was like, fucking hell, is he?
Yeah, he was out in, when he got that nickname, he was out in, I think it was Croatia at the time. That's what they dubbed him it. So that, and it come over from that. And
fucking hell. And he's had his knockout reels are like, mad, and he.
Like a nice highlight reel.
Yeah, fucking hell. But, you got to crack him one yourself, like.
Oh, I know. I'm not known for, like, knockouts, and that was my debut in, like, a highlight reel knockout. Yeah. So I was, like, another, like, fucking tick off a box.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect it to be all that quick. I was gutted, to be honest.
No, it's, it's mad how many fucking good fighters have come out of Wales.
Well, my manager, he's American, well, he's Canadian, but lives in America. He's signed 2 boys from down here, and he's been over, and I think he'll be coming over again because
is it?
I said there's such an like a lot of like the fighters will go a certain pathway, which is usually like local shows, then Cage Warriors, try to get on that. Whereas if you sign with like an American manager and they've got connections, they can get you into shows that might not be the UFC, but will pay just as well or have just as many eyes on it. So I think it all depends on the pathway. But I think we got like such an untapped pool of fighters down here, I think anything like past like Newport, they just don't seem to care about really, And I think it's, as I said, the more people who get into the bigger shows, UFC, boxing for world titles, all that, it's just going to pick the community up.
Yeah.
And then we'll start taking over.
Yeah.
Fucking all fight the same right buttons and stuff.
Yeah, because... well, we've got to touch on the fact you've just been to America and beat Tyler GoodJohn.
Yeah.
Made a hell of a fucking fight.
Yeah, well, the America in April, like, I didn't expect, I never thought I was going to fight in America before I retired because I thought that had passed me by, and then obviously I done bare knuckle, and when we got there, I was just still like a bit of a dream, like, fucking in Miami.
It's unbelievable, man.
Like, the mad thing was, right, we're in the changing room, and like no one knew. They must have known about me, but no.
Yeah.
And like they're like, and I was like, oh, I'm James. Like, oh, you're James Lights. And like everyone was like, oh, like, and I was like, oh, fucking hell, they're pointing at me.
Yeah.
And then obviously knocked the guy out, and it was just such a crazy. Yeah. It was only there for 5 days, and it was just such a crazy thing. And then obviously coming back and then beating Tyler in Wembley Arena, fucking sitting next to Mike Perry on a stage.
It's bonkers, isn't
it? I can't.
Because, like, in Miami, what was the experience like going to Miami then? I bet it was fucking just, like, a bit of a whirlwind, like, fucking...
Yeah, it was weird, it was, because we were just coming out with, like, all the restrictions, and me and my coach, we fucking wore masks right on a plane. And, they're like in America, they're fucking strict as fuck. So we got to... North Carolina, because that's where we were changing airplanes, and our plane got delayed. And I was just sitting there watching the news, big banner comes up, masks no longer needed in any. So I was like, fuck, I just worn one for like fucking 16 hours on a flight.
Yeah.
And I got to get another flight now. So no one more on the second plane then, which was only like an hour and a half. No one wore the mask. So we were just like, he's like, it's fucking...
It's chaos, isn't it, with all this COVID shit?
Yeah, mate. They were like, fuck. We got there then, trained, because of the way the flight was, although we'd been travelling for like 24 hours, it was night when we got to Florida, so I just got my head down, and it was just a whirlwind of a week. Went to watch Miami Heat, drove around fucking...
Oh, it's amazing.
Drove around Miami, fought a guy, and then the only thing, I didn't get to experience like the nightlife, because the fight was in Fort Lauderdale, which is like 20 minutes outside it. The only way to get there's a car, and we were going to have a drink, so we only went to a couple of bars on Fort Lauderdale, so hopefully when I get back over there now, we can go have a bit of clubbing, like, you know.
Yeah.
Clubbing.
So you can enjoy it a bit, like,
I only saw a little bit of it. I'd probably do a little bit different, but yeah, it was a great experience, like.
Mate, it's amazing what you've achieved, like, and that. I bet. Well, you're saying about the card you were on when you beat Tyler GoodJohn, when Mike Perry was fighting Venom, and now, how did you think that was gonna go? Because I thought Michael Venom Page was gonna fucking.
I've seen, like, everyone's seen MVP.
Yeah.
But the only thing I said, and I think I said it in one of the American podcasts I was on, I think Mike Perry would have had like a little bit of edge, because when I fought John Wayne Hibbert in Bennett, although he was a much better boxer than me, you could see him in the first round trying to work out how to like catch the punches,
right? And
like when he got it, you could see him like adjusting to it. So that's why I knew then that I had to take advantage of him that round, not knowing what to do, because the more rounds he does, the better he's gonna get at it.
Yeah,
and that's why I said I thought Mike Perry might have the edge over MVP, because he only had one, but it was a fucking bit of a war with Julian Lane.
Yeah.
But then one of the boys sparred MVP, and he said, "Mate, he's really good." Like he said, he just hits you from all sorts of random angles, and he hits hard.
He's tall and long.
When he shook my hand up in fucking London, I was like, "Oh, all right." His hand was massive. I thought, if he hit me with them, I'd fucking die. I was like, how is he going to hit me? His hands were massive.
His hands are huge. Yeah.
But he was a really nice guy. Mike Perry's just...
I love Mike Perry,
He walked in the press conference in a bulletproof vest and a balaclava. And I was like, oh my God. But he was funny. He was polite, shook hands.
Yeah.
But he seems to be like I didn't spend much time with him. I only seen him in a press conference and backstage. But like, you walk past him in the hotel, and he seems to be like living on a different plane. Like he's like standing there dancing.
He's off his head, isn't he?
Yeah, and like and you know Americans they're loud anyway. But he'll be like, he'll say something and like,
he's like, fucking. I love him. I do, because I followed him in the UFC and that, and
I fucking loved him in the UFC.
When you see like, and I always used to follow his fucking antics outside of it as well. So when he's punching some guy at the bar, and he's just fucking it. He don't give a fuck. Like,
no, he's. And as I said, like, you know, having someone like him involved in the sport just blows it up.
Makes it bigger.
And, you know, he had fucking MVP as well. Like, it's bizarre. Like, it's
crazy.
I was only sat on the table mine because Paige Van Zandt pulled out. But my fight got moved up then.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, fucking hell. But it was nice.
So she was on the card as well, was she?
Yeah, it was her... MVP Mike Perry, and then Conor Tini is, because they have a main, a co-main, and a feature fight.
Yeah.
And then there was a heavyweight fight, but then because they pulled out, they moved us up to the feature fight. So I was like,
landed.
She was meant to be on a card.
Like a nice one, Paige.
Fucking hell. But she moved us up then, and then like we had more eyes on it than fucking, you know, it was berserk, like.
Fuck, it's mad, because I remember when I saw you were matched up with Tyler GoodJohn, I was thinking, fuck, this is going to be a good fucking scrap now.
Yeah, it's
and you just went through it fucking in your stride, like.
It was a fight I wanted, like, in BKB, and I knew Tyler was, like, arguably, he's probably one of the first, like, superstars of bare knuckle, because he was one of the first ones to go from the UK to US. It was massive over here. He had that documentary, like, 1 million views.
Yeah.
And no matter if you like him or don't like him, he was doing quite a lot for bare knuckle.
Yeah.
So I wanted to fight him, obviously, to raise my profile. But he's also a good fighter. So when as soon as I got offered him, I was like, yes, I kind of had it in my head that they were going to, because he had a bit of a barmy with BKFC, but then he made up with him, and I knew he was training with Palomino, and I was like, they're going to fucking ask for me, or they're going to, that's the fight that's going to be made.
Yeah.
And there was people going back and forth on different columns on comments on different like Instagram posts saying, oh, what about Lilley versus GoodJohn? And I kind of had like, it must have been like psychic or something. I was like, this is going to get made. And then my man's like, yeah, they've offered us a fight. And I was like, yeah, it's a yes anyway.
You knew it was, you've sensed it was coming. Like.
Yeah, I was like, I knew it was. And my manager was like, yeah, they've offered a fight. I was like, oh, was it Tyler GoodJohn? I was like, I fucking knew it. It's on. Like. But yeah, it was fucking great. Like,
well, I bet they were fucking sorry after.
Do you know, it was one of them ones where, I was excited for it because I was like, this is gonna put me on a world map. But I did feel a bit bad for Tyler because he is a nice guy. Like,
yeah.
But it's the business that we're in. Like,
somebody, you know, somebody's got to lose. And I've touched on this in the past that, you know, it's no reflection. You know, if you lose, it's not a reflection on who you are as a fighter. It's that same fight could play out and have a different outcome every single time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, it's I'm always quite good at like not being emotionally involved in fights, and it's like you said, like, you know, you can get a lot of what's it called, plaudits from a loss as well. It's just the way, it's just the way you handle the loss, the way the fight is. You know, some of my favorite fighters got loads of fucking losses, but I like watching them fight because they're always in a good fight. Like,
exactly, you know? And I think that's what's so good about, like, you know, the bare knuckle side of things is you're only, you know, just because you lose doesn't mean you go all the way to the back and you gotta fucking, you know, you're always in the mix. You're always in the mix, like.
Yeah, I think with the bare knuckle as well, because everyone's got smaller records at the minute because it's like growing small. Yeah. So it's quite easy to get like 2 or 3 wins together and be back up there. But yeah, I'm excited to see what fucking what next year brings now.
Yeah, it's well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you've got coming up. Like,
I just got to keep my fucking weight down over Christmas now. Oh, mate. I'm the worst at that.
Are you?
Oh, the worst.
How much do you sort of fluctuate?
A lot. The last
not Paddy Pimlet lot.
Yeah, Paddy Pimlet lot. Like,
oh fuck!
Honestly,
is it you pack it on and then you got to lose it? Then
I weighed today and I'm miles over my weight. Like, I'm like 2-3 weight classes above my weight at the minute. Maybe 4. And I got on the scales this morning and I was lighter than I expected to be. Only by like 1.5 kilos. So I thought that was a win. So I texted my trainer going, oh, guess what I am? And he's like, go on. So I texted him, because I'm not saying on this. And he went, you're a fat cunt. And I went, oh, Di, that's good. And he was like,
I tattooed Di, and
yeah,
he's a good boy, Di, is,
I was like, Di, that's good. And he was like, no, he's like, fucking, you're a fat cunt. I was like,
oh, fuck.
I was chuffed.
You were landed like, fucking hell, I'm not, it's not too bad. He's like, you fucking kidding me.
I knew, I got 2 pairs of work trousers, right? One's a size 34 waist.
Oh, fuck.
And one's a size 32 waist.
Yeah.
And I'm in the 34 at the minute. But I know when the highest I've ever been was after lockdown when I snapped my Achilles. I was just fucking eating and drinking in the house. Just fuck all to do.
Yeah.
Couldn't train. And my 34 were getting tight.
Oh, fuck.
And I knew I went up that weight yet because there's still some room.
Yeah. That's how you judge it, by the works trousers.
They're like, oh, how much do you weigh then? And I was like, oh, I don't know yet. But my trousers aren't tight. Like, what you saying? I'm not going anywhere near the scale. It'll upset me, but I jumped on it this morning. I was happy with it, but I'm still fucking heavy. Like, the last weight cut I done for the Tyler GoodJohn fight was horrific. Like, it's the worst.
Was it?
Yeah.
It took it out of you, like.
I text my missus saying, "Oh, I'm fucking struggling with this cut," and she was like, and I've never texted her, even when I cut down to 10 stone 5, and I looked like I was on fucking smack.
Oh, shit.
She was like, what do you mean struggling? And Wally sent her a picture and she was like, oh my god. And she was like, and she was coming up to watch me fight the next day and she's never watched me fight before.
Fuck.
So she was like, oh my god. And then, like 4 hours later, I'm like, yeah, I've just had cheesecake right now.
You just had cheesecake.
I was fucked. Mate, I was proper fucked. Like,
I don't know personally what that's like. I forgot about the cans.
Yeah, it's dry as fuck, no?
I don't know personally what that's like trying to cut like weight like that, but I can imagine how fucking bad it is.
Yeah, it's only since I got into like MMA and I've done big weight cuts for MMA, and we're bare knuckle boxing, the British ones on the same day, the weigh-in.
Yeah.
So I was always there or thereabouts the weight. And I'd only ever have to cut like maximum 3 kilos in a week, maximum. But because it was day before, like 36 hours before nearly with the American one, I was like, oh, I'm gonna cut the weight, because you need to make weight for like 2 seconds, and then you just isn't it? You're on, and that's it.
Boom, and then it's done.
So, but I left a little bit eye for this one, because when we went to America, I cut the weight easy, pissed it. I was still drinking in the morning before the weigh-in.
Yeah.
So I was like this, it's only an extra half a kilo I put on, and
fucking hell.
And Wally was like, remember that extra half kilo lying on the floor, wrapped in towels? I'm like, call the fight off.
Oh fuck! Because like have you seen the Notorious documentary where McGregor?
Yeah.
Fuck. Do you know when you see how much weight he was cutting down, and it's only now he's like gone to his like he's gone much bigger than his normal weight now.
Right, yeah.
But it was, you don't realize like your body is dying.
Yeah,
your body is dying. Like
some of the Americans, they cut more than I've cut. And they just it's.
How do you even get good at it?
I don't know. Like some people, I think it's more mental, because I was like, my body was still sweating. I was just like, I can't sit in this fucking sauna anymore. I was like, I gotta go. Like they're all like, whoa, no, go on. And I'm just like, I gotta go out. I was like, my throat cyber, and I'm gonna do that for this one now. So I've started dieting, although I did fall right off the wagon today.
Well, Christmas is always a fucking tough time to start dieting, isn't it?
It's drinking more for me, and I went out in November for my birthday, so I'm a bit over it now, and I have been teased a date in the spring.
Have you?
Yeah, which would mean I've got to fucking
you need to start
so
well, you can't give anything away, I suppose, but
I haven't been told a full date, but I think I'll be on the Knucklemania card, which is their bigger show in February. That's what I think.
Fucking look forward to that.
I'm not looking forward to the weight card, but
fuck no, I bet.
That's what I think I'll be on next. That's what we're hoping for anyway. I don't know who we'll be against. I don't think it'll be the champ this time, but I think there'll be some sort of belt on the line. But I don't know. How it goes now. Yeah,
the thing is you've got. You're just doing so well. You just want to keep riding that fucking wave now.
I think it's I've got to the point in my career now where I'm finally getting some payoff from all the work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, although I don't feel I've got anything left to achieve, I want to just see what the roof is for this bit.
Yeah.
Like, I've had the last couple of fights I've had. They paid better than I've been paid before. Plus the recognition I get. I've got some proper sponsors on now that are like got stuff in place.
Yeah.
And I feel like my star's rising now after the 20 or so year thing. So I'm like, we just gotta keep going now.
Yeah.
And like my sister's like, didn't you say you were retired? I was like, I said I'd retire soon. She's like, that was 7 years ago. And I'm like, But
she I'm sure she understands is seeing.
No,
she doesn't get it. Like
I think she's given up trying to not so much get it, but trying to stop it, because I think she'll know. It's like you said, like we were saying before about mental health, right? I've taken all these fucking supplements before.
Yeah,
I've taken all the good shit, CBD, everything, but nothing makes me feel better than getting up first thing in the morning and training. I'll come home and I'll be singing, my mood lifted. Getting out of bed, I'm like, but as soon as I've done it, and that's one thing, and I don't have the drive to train when I'm not fighting. I probably will find someone else, but I think she knows that if I try and force to stop it before I'm ready, it will cause maybe not trouble between me and her, but trouble for myself further down the line.
Yeah, because you're gonna feel like, especially because you're on such a fucking high at the minute with you, like. Everything's come together for you. You're in the fucking zone.
And I always think, what's gonna take it? What it's gonna take for me to stop? And I wanted to when I fought Scott McHugh for the title. I've never won a professional title, so I fought for one MMA title boxing. But so it's like, right, if I win this, I could happily call it. So I won that, and then fucking started.
The next,
boom, decided to take a chance with BKFC. And they're like, right, fly out to America now. So I was like, right, fighting in America, that's a box ticks. I can retire now. Then it's like Wembley Arena.
Yeah.
Right, that's another
Yes.
box shot. The goal keeps shifting, but in a good way.
Yeah.
If I'd lost a couple of fights, it might be right. I can have 10 fights and call it a day. But now I'm just like, you know, I don't know what's going to stop me. And it's
Opportunities are presenting itself.
An injury might, you know, as we're getting older, there's niggles there.
Yeah.
So an injury might stop me. You know, I've had 2 bad injuries in the last year. The last couple of years. One where I snapped my Achilles in lockdown. And I broke my knuckle in the last fight. So, they're like, I seen a physio, and he was talking to me about my hand. He went, "You're gonna be fucked when you're older, man." And I went, "Yeah." He's like, "You're not gonna be able to fucking all the pain or nothing." Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah, but
how bad are your hands?"
They're fine now. Can you see a sunk
in there? I was gonna say your hands must be fucking really bad.
This is the first injury I've ever had to my hand. Other than I've cracked a couple of knuckles before. This is the worst one I've done, and I tried getting the X-ray on Friday to show my physio, but the doctor's fucked up. Yeah. Basically, I broke my knuckle into like 3 shards.
Oh, fuck.
And I think it was the first punch I hit Tyler with behind the ear, because I wobbled him. Yeah, and it's the first.
You felt it like.
Yeah, but then I'm not going to throw it, so I kept throwing it, and then it pushed the knuckle back. But so he was just like, "When you're older, you are fucked," and I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "All right," but he's like. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not old yet, am I?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you don't see...
You're not feeling it yet.
Oh, man, it's just, I'm not going to be wipe my ass and stuff.
Oh, fuck. Well, have you broken the bones up your...
No, it was just...
I got a metal plate in there, and I have trouble with this all the time. That's why I was asking about your hands. Because if you can see, they'd out by there.
Yeah.
When I was younger, stupid, punched a fucking wall and fucked my hand up. But my knuckles came back here, so yeah... I was looking at your hands. I was like, how bad are your hands?
Yeah,
like,
well, when I both my hands are swollen up after the Tyler GoodJohn fight, and I thought it was because we used this different type of tape, and I thought it was strictly me. So I went to work, like, didn't think nothing of it. This hand went down normal, but this hand stayed swollen, so I was like, I better go get a thing. And then the nurse went into the A&E, and she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I got boxing. And this is like, you've been walking around with a broken knuckle for 2 weeks. She said, it might be broken. She said, right. I had an X-ray, and it was like a teacher summoning me. She was like, James Lights. And I was like, oh. She's like, look at this. Look at this. And she showed me the X-ray, and I was like, all right. And she went, you've been walking around with 2 weeks, yeah? It's broke out. She said, we're going to put a cast on now. She said, you haven't got a car with you? And I was like, no. She said, you can't drive. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
So we were going to cause, right, 2 weeks later. So they said, right, you got to wait for... So I had a letter, phoned them up and said, listen, I'm going to cause.
Yeah.
And they said, right, come in after cause. I said, no. I said, my missus will let me go in a pool with them stupid gloves on. So they cut my bandage off. And the doctor x-rayed me and he said, looked at me and said, you've done really well. He said, you'll be back punching in 2 or 3 weeks. So I was like, oh. So I went on all day, didn't do anything. Come back, hit the pads first I come back, hands it in. Back at the hospital. I seen this guy, and he's like, yeah, you don't need hand surgery. I was like, I didn't think I did. He said, yeah, you don't. So I was like, so what are you telling me for? And he's like, why are you up here? I said, well, my hand's hurting again. And he went, right, show me the x-ray. He said, yes, why are you hitting the pads? I said, the last doctor said 2 weeks. He went, no, 2 3 months, he said.
Fuck.
He said, don't punch anything until at least the 25th of November. So I was like, oh, fuck it now.
He's like, so the doctor said the wrong thing and fucking he worked it again, like.
And I was like, so that's why I ended up putting weight on, because I train. I was only training 2 or 3 days a week, but working away, I got a company credit card to pay for all my food, so it's like, that limited edition Burger King.
Yeah, that new burger looks good.
I don't know whether to have the chicken or the beef. I'll have both.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll have both. Yeah. The thing is, junk food is just so fucking good. Like, it's nice. Well, it's bad for you, but it tastes good.
Yeah, and I'm rubbish at, like, I'm good at eating healthy if it's made for me.
Are you? I'm shit at eating healthy.
If I got meal preps, right, but then I do feel bad in the night not eating with my kids and my missus and that, but then it's like she'll cook something else, I'm like, I can't eat that. What I'll do is I'll cut the calories out. I'll just eat it all. This one, and like there's a couple of times a week where we both work late, so it's like, takeaway, it's easiest, and then it's just murder. Like, but
it is.
I'm trying to curb off it now a little bit, and just I spoke to this guy who runs like this health place, and he said, you got to do like food hacks where go to Subway, order like the meal under 500 calories, so I'm gonna have to do fucking stuff like that.
Pull this forward a little bit. It's all right. It's just drifted a bit. It has.
Yeah,
but
be bored at me.
no, it's just moving back. It is. No, it's but like fucking hell. So you reckon February's the next?
That's what I've been teased. We're gonna try and get some proper answers out of them next week now. Because obviously Christmas and trying to get training in and working and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're starting to pick it up now. If that's when we're fighting.
You do a bit with
Me?
I don't know. Is it? Yeah, it's you, is it?
Fucking bedtime alarm for the kids.
Oh, the bedtime alarm. Yeah. What was I saying now? I can't remember what I was saying.
I do a bit with...
Oh, you've been doing a bit with bit of poetry night, the Drunk Poets Society. We give my mate Gavin's place a shout out as well, because he's running a good place up there, Avon Ales in Patalba town. And talk a bit about what goes on there.
Oh, well, like, he contacted me. It was more or less this time last year, because I had a few, like, I've had a bit of poetry published. And he said, do you want to run a night? And in the beginning, I was like, oh, fuck.
Time.
I was like... And I didn't think he wanted to do it, like, monthly or weekly. And I was like, I didn't think it was going to be the first for poetry that I had. And then we done the first one, and it was, in all fairness, there was a couple of guys I knew off the internet who'd come down. A group of my mates went up, and it was like... It was good, but, you know, it was just the first one. All the nights been good. And then the second one, we had so many people come forward to read. All my friends were starting to write. You would never think was a fucking poet. They started writing poetry, coming up to read. Then it just, like, the third and fourth one, you couldn't get people in the door. It was unbelievable. And it's some of the best stuff I've ever heard has been in that room. Like, some of the people read poems, and you're just like, fucking hell, it's like someone's punched you in the chest. Like, it was unbelievable. Deep, like. Unbelievable. And I don't think, you know, although I'm just the mouthy frontman of it, he doesn't get the credit he deserves for it, because he's created something special up there, and it's only going to grow, and people getting involved now is like...
Taking off.
It's still under the radar a bit, right, which is quite good, because we got like kind of a little bit of a cult following. And at some point, someone in the media is going to be like, fuck, why didn't we see that? Like, that's what we want at the minute. We don't want... We're not looking for exposure. We're looking for people to come up, and I think at some point it's going to take off and get to something else.
It's fucking brilliant. It's a brilliant idea, and, you know, he channels out into other things as well. So, like, you do that on, like, a Friday. How often is it?
Well, to be honest, it's around my fight camps, because
he's got to work around you. Like.
I done the first one, and then when did we do the first one? It must have been like end of January, and then I was getting told I was going to America, so I think we did another one quite quick after that, before I, you know, stopped drinking, because obviously Drunk Poets, and then one of the ones I had to go, I did sober because I had a fight, and it's just around. I think we're going to do it quite regular next year, because the bunkhouse have asked us to come back there and do a couple of events. So I think we'll probably do it like monthly, but then sort of like 2 months in Avon Ales, 1 month in bunkhouse, and do that for the year. Like,
no, it's fucking good. It's amazing what well, funnily enough, I'm hungover from last night going down there. I went down there, and Tony Lafferty and his missus were down there. And it got fucking messy. I think it gets messy all the time, man.
It's always messy up there. I don't know how Gavin can do it, like, you know.
I know.
I'm dreading looking after beer, and the last time I went out was, last weekend or the weekend before, and, it's a proper good little, if you haven't been up there, you got to go.
It's a cracking little place.
Go to one of the nights up there.
Yeah, and they do it, like, I went up and done a bit of talking up there. Was it last week or the week before, about, you know, depression and that? Because, you know, but this is what he's doing, is he's sort of trying to hit different angles. There's like a photography one where this guy's teaching people how to do really like professional looking photography, or just on a phone. You know, clever stuff like that can be used. So,
I think he started a hub there now, and I think it's going to get loads of different things up there. So, you know, you should be proud of
It's
himself,
a good fucking night, like, but we're going to have a fucking night up there. I'll come up definitely. To every time he said to me, come up to the. I'm like, fuck, I got something on. But I want to come up there, and I think
we're going to do one I think we're going to have January off because everyone's
Yeah.
the same after January.
Yeah.
Depressed, skint and all that. So I think we're going to do one the first weekend in February, depending on if I sign for this fight, if it happens. So, but it'll have to be then, otherwise it'll be too long. But
Yeah.
I'll probably have to fucking drive for that one. Cut it like.
No, but mate, it's everything, everything that you've been doing and achieving, and it's fucking brilliant to be watching it. You go in, you basically projecting, you're going up, and it's brilliant to see, like, because you've worked hard for it, mate.
I that's what I try and tell people, like, especially if you're involved in fighting and you've had a few losses, like, 'cause I had loads of losses, you just got to keep fucking grafting and what you like. I never saw boxing or MMA as a profession. I've always seen it as something I like doing, so it's the same as, like, I'm rubbish at fucking football, but I still go out and I'll play football, but I am rubbish, like, I'm just about getting the team. I only get a team.
You're gonna be better than me, I'm sure. Like,
but I enjoyed football, and then I started managing the team because I wasn't good enough, so I'd always try and get involved in the sport. And if I got to where I was, and it was my top level, and I'd probably still do it because I still see it as fun.
Yeah.
And that's how I see it at the minute. Like, it's still fun to me, although it could be building towards something where I don't have to work. But I still see it as fun at the minute, and that's why I probably still like a kid at like fucking 36. Like,
So do you think there'll be another sort of American fucking?
Think so, yeah.
Yes, that's what I want to hear, mate.
If it's the show I think I'm on, it's going to probably be in Florida again, I think.
Yes.
But I want to see. It sounds like they can fly me to fucking Alaska if they want. I wouldn't mind fighting some of the other states just to experience it, because it seems that all the different states in America, they're like their own country, so everyone's different. So yeah, I want to try and get out there, but I want to kind of do a little bit of a world tour before I finish.
Yeah.
I know they're on about doing one in Italy, one in Brazil, so I wouldn't mind doing them as well.
They got Barry Jones now in Thailand, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
21st of January, he's going out, isn't he?
Fuck, I'm not sure of the date.
Yeah, Thailand would be a good one.
But Barry Jones is fucking doing really well.
Yeah, really good. Yeah. Happy for him, to be honest.
Fucking beast, quiet, nice boy
as well. Lovely boy, yeah. And yeah, although he did beat me in the pros, I'm still happy. Like, he's achieving it. I don't think I've got to the age now where I don't have that like chip on my shoulder.
No.
And I'm happy to see him doing well. I'm happy to see most, nearly all the Welsh boys doing well in different sports, because, as I said, we got such a small proportion of the world down here.
Exactly.
It's good to see boys in like John, UFC, Daniel, BKB, Barry Jones. Just to get on that, like, people still speak to like Gareth Bale from Cardiff and they know him. Like, it's good just to see them get on that level, because I think we back out a lot here more than like we're a bit like the Irish. They proper back, and that's, I think it's a little bit between us and Cardiff, but it's getting better.
I think like everybody's fucking supporting you, mate. Anyway, you're doing really well with it all. Like, is there any any things you wanted to bring up or anything, or like sponsors or anything? Every time I say sponsors, people go like, oh fuck.
If you follow me on Instagram, if you don't follow me, I want to my follow.
Tell them where to follow you.
James Lights.
You got to think it. You're like, fuck with it.
I thought I changed the name. No, James Lights 86 on Instagram. James Lights 1411 on Twitter. My Twitter's more for my poetry, because that's where you get more of the poets on. And my Instagram is more for my fighting and stuff. But I've got some sponsors. Like, I've got a big list of sponsors because because I got on Proper Manager. I changed the way, but a lot of the sponsors are local, like local guys, and they've helped loads. They don't realize how much they've helped in camps when you go to America. You don't want to be spending like loads and loads of money on like stupid things, and they help get out there and stuff like that. Although the BFC pay for a lot of it, so without them, some of the fight camps don't happen. People don't realize that we're not on like the big money.
No.
So I don't list off those. So JMW Heating, Plumbing Heating, Chili, my cousin Ross's, RJM Plastering, OC Carpentry, Peter Morgan Financial, NJ Trading, the warehouse, obviously.
Yeah.
There's some of the main ones. I've probably forgotten something, but fucking it's late now.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but and an American company who just sponsored me, Guerrilla Warfare April, and they've been great recently. So yeah, just follow me on Instagram and I give them a follow. And help me out as well.
The warehouse is doing really well, isn't it?
Oh mate, what a gym! Like this, it's perfect for me because it's got everything in one place: boxing gym, sauna. Yeah, I love it there. Like, and it's, I remember the first time I went there when it opened just after lockdown. It was the first week, right? I'd had permission to train there like 2 weeks prior because I was meant to fight, so I was training in lockdown when it was dead.
Yeah,
and I seen people in the gym who I haven't seen for like 2 years because of lockdown. And everyone in there was bouncing, and it was like being on a night out down Wine Street. Everyone was. I was like, "Fucking get me a beer!"
What the fuck's happening in here?
It was such like a euphoric like buzz because you'd seen all these people, and everyone's like bouncing off each other. I was like, "Oh my god!" It was like being in fucking Escape again. It was brilliant. Like
it's mad, isn't it?
And they've got a great. That's what sets it apart from other gyms. Is just the people down there. Everyone knows each other. You know, it's hard to walk through the gym because you always end up speaking to someone. No, it's a great gym, like. Yeah,
it is. It's, it's massive what he's done down there with it. Fair play to him.
It's really good. They said I put up there were the best gyms in the world.
Yeah, because it's a completely different environment. They've created that. He's brought that clubbing aspect into it, hasn't he?
Yeah, I said I big up they missed the white collar last night. Yeah. But I said, have you ever been to one of the white collars?
No, I haven't. Have you heard they're good?
I went to one last Christmas.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait to go again. Yeah. And I went to one then in March, but I had to stay sober. But I've been to 4 or 5 of them now. Yeah. And it's just fucking brilliant. Is it? Yeah, such a good laugh.
I need to go down to one.
Just don't stop laughing. Like
I always know people who were fighting on them. So like Ryan Stevens fought last night. Yeah. So he won as well, didn't he? So every time it's on, I'm like, fucking hell, I know people who were fighting on there. Yeah. But I will. I'll come down to
I'd recommend
the next one. Yeah. But like it's there's just so much going on at the minute, isn't there?
There's something on every weekend. I'm happy in a way because fucking lockdown fucked a lot of things up. So it's just great to see. It's hard to keep hold of mind, trying to keep up with everything, but it's something on every weekend at the minute.
But like what I'll have to do as well is like I done like a promo video for Dan Chapman and I done one for Daniel Lewell. I'll come down and video one and put one together for you to hype up your fight.
Yeah, awesome, mate. Yeah, appreciate that.
A bit of a like behind the scenes sort of with you, like.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, like
so get the promotion out there.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
it'd be good to put out there. And I'll enjoy doing it,
Yeah, I appreciate it, mate. So, nice one, yeah.
But, is there anything else you want to say, mate?
I am going to be probably champion by the next time we do one of these podcasts.
That's what I like to hear. Well,
you need sooner.
You need to bring the belt. Yeah. Bring it here then.
No, nice one for having me on, mate.
Mate, thank you, honestly.
Sorry, it's fucking taking a while. And I'm sorry I've got to shoot off early again. Like my kids are fucking assholes. So. It's like... it says, like I said, so busy at the minute with like people don't realise like my life starts at like 5 in the morning and then it don't finish till like 10, 11 at night, depending.
Non-stop, like.
Yeah, it's because you got to balance your family life, and that's what it's all about. Like.
Well, that's that shows you're a good family man, mate. At the end of the day, right? That's a good thing. So it's a pleasure, mate. Thank you so much, James.
Cheers, mate.
We nearly missed you, and the mic got in the way.
Edit that out.
Yeah, this is James Lilley, or James Lights Out Lilley, and this is Wall Sharpening, guys.
Cheers, bro.
Thank you, James.
Nice one, mate.
Anyone been to Wales?